not many people know this about my journey, and I wanted to share this with you today. When I came to England, I wasn't doing what I'm doing right now. I came for the adventure of living in a new country. If you ever live in a different country, sometimes plans don't go as we plan to. So I ended up doing lots of different jobs in different places, and I wasn't really happy with what I was doing because I had a different plan. And then about 7 years ago, I was coming back from maternity leave. My second daughter was really small, a baby, and I went to my job where I just returned to speak with the manager, and things didn't go exactly. They turned out really bad on that day for me, because on that meeting I didn't expect to do this, but I ended up saying, okay, I'm leaving. And in my mind I was just rebelling against what I was struggling at the moment and doing all of these things that I didn't really enjoy doing. So I came back home crying because I had this little baby on my arms and I was without a job, just because on that moment, speaking with my manager, I couldn't keep my cool. So I said, okay, fuck it, I'm leaving. That just started a new journey, completely new journey for me, because I had this idea that I wanted to do my own thing, and I always thought about what would happen if I had my own job, my own business. So if you are in England, you know how it goes. So you go to the job center and then you sign up then I have to go many times signing up, and that was another part of the journey, which I now thinking back and looking back was really important, because all of those feelings that I had every time I went there with my daughter on the pushchair, having to wait, feeling like I was less, feeling that I failed because I didn't have a job. And sometimes we get really identified by the job we do and how we are doing in society. So I was feeling really like a failure every time I went there to sign up. And I don't know about you, but for me, I have really, I don't have much patience to wait. So when something gets uncomfortable, I really need to change things around. So I saw that they had this program where they help people to start their own business. So I went to the lady where I usually have my meetings, my chats, so they could check what I was doing. And I told her, okay, I want to sign up for the program. I want to start my business. And she made this face. And she's like asking, so the business, do you know what you're doing? Do you have any ideas? Business is not like that. You need to know what you're doing. Do you have any ideas? And have you done that before? And okay, I thought I was going to learn that in the program. Well, anyway, this lady, years later down the road, she became one of my clients. But at that moment, there was really something changed inside of me, because I was doing this for me, and I really wanted to do this. I wanted to also prove, to people and to myself that I really could do this, and I could, have my business, make money, and take care of my family. So I really got motivated, and also because I was a fitness instructor at the time, I started doing classes at a community center. And then I went to this program to know a little bit more how to set up a business. And then the only thing I could think of was to bake cakes. So the idea was to bake Portuguese cakes with British ingredients. So that was my big idea. And then I had to stand up in the markets, different markets, summer, winter, selling all these cakes. And if you started your own business, or maybe your career, and you want to make your business grow, because of course you want to make money, you want to provide for your family. Yeah, everybody wants that. and you want to make also an impact. And in the beginning, we started to focus a lot on the business. So it's all about the business, the strategy, the plan. And I was putting lots and lots of hours, many hours. They would go, my kids, my husband would go to sleep, and I would stay there long hours, doing marketing, researching, studying, whatever. And obviously that started to affect my relationships with kids, because I wasn't present, I was tired. That started to affect my relationship with my husband. I wasn't even, for me, the priority was business, kids, and unfortunately, the relationship with my husband was the last thing on my mind. And of course, that started to affect our relationship. And so in that moment, I noticed that something had to change, but I didn't know how. Because for me, I had this obligation to make the business work. I had this obligation also as a mom, as a role model, to show my kids that it's possible to be a mom and also have a business. So I was really stuck at that moment because I didn't know where to go. So on one side, I wanted to do my business, be successful, and show my kids, my family, that I could do it. But on the other side, I was losing them. And it took me a while to get it. It took me a while to get it, that it was not about the business. It was about who I was being. And when I got that, when I really understood that, things started to change. And I have to be honest, it wasn't quickly. I had to learn more about myself. Had to learn not just about mindset, but about how my energy and how I show up then impacts my business and my relationship. And that when I understood that actually it's not about business, it's about me. So I went on this journey about discovering myself, understanding more about my beliefs, and then I realized that there were lots of beliefs about money, that I couldn't make money, I couldn't be a successful business owner or entrepreneur or solopreneur and have a family at the same time. Lots of beliefs around that, beliefs around being able to have good relationships at the same time, business, something had to go. Those were my beliefs. And when I started to realize that, I thought, how is it possible that I have these beliefs and at the same time I want the opposite? I want to have good relationships, I want to have a good business, I want to enjoy my time with my family and my friends. So I started that journey, and I started to understand that actually if I wasn't aware of my beliefs and I wasn't working on them constantly, nothing would change. So I started to work not just on my beliefs, but also made a list of what was the priority. Was the priority my business? Was my kids? What I really wanted to do? And I started to understand the bigger picture. And that's when things started to change and get into place. Now, for me, that's what's sometimes missing in the entrepreneurial life, is having that balance, especially in the first years, because in the first years you really want to have results and you want to do, and sometimes things just take the time. So I'm also learning to take more time, things are not moving as I want to or as I picture in my mind, but I'm learning and I'm enjoying looking back and then see the journey. And I think that's what makes us grow, is our own stories, and what makes us unique as well. So feel free to comment below if you are watching with your stories, or just say hi so I know you're on the other side. And for those watching, I really appreciate your time. Bye for now. Bye.